You might think your dog doesn't really understand the words you say. But what if he actually does, just not in the way you imagine? Think about it. Every time you say, "Good boy," his tail starts wagging like a tiny engine of happiness. When you whisper his name, he turns his head, his eyes soften, and suddenly it feels like the rest of the world disappears. It's as if for a brief second, you and your dog are speaking the same secret language, one made not of words, but of feelings. Dogs may not understand human language the way we do, but they feel tone, rhythm, and emotion with astonishing precision. Your voice, your energy, even the way you breathe, they all speak directly to your dog's heart. And the most beautiful part, just a few simple words said, the right way can make him feel loved, safe, and deeply connected to you. In this video, we'll explore 14 powerful words, small ordinary words that carry extraordinary emotion. Words that don't just communicate love, they let your dog feel it. By the end, you'll never talk to your dog the same way again because now you'll know how to speak straight to his heart. 1. Good boy, good girl. There's something almost magical about those two simple words. Good boy. You've said them hundreds, maybe thousands of times, but have you ever noticed how your dog's whole body reacts the instant they leave your lips? His ears perk up, his eyes sparkle, his tail moves faster than your heartbeat. That's not just obedience, that's joy. That's love in motion. You see, when you say good boy or good girl in a warm, happy tone, your dog's brain lights up with a rush of dopamine, the same hormone that makes you feel joy when someone you love smiles at you. He doesn't understand the word itself, but he understands the feeling behind it. To him, good boy means, you make me happy. I'm proud of you. And that feeling repeated over time becomes the deepest kind of emotional reward. So even when he's not doing anything special, when he's just lying next to you or looking up with those gentle eyes, say it anyway. Say it softly. Say it with a smile. Because every time you do, his little heart grows more certain, I belong here. I'm loved. Don't wait for good behavior to say it, make it part of your everyday rhythm. Because dogs don't live for the praise after a trick. They live for the sound of your happiness. What about you? When was the last time you said good boy for no reason at all, just because you felt lucky to have him? Hold on to that thought, because the next word on our list doesn't just make your dog happy, it makes him trust you even more. 2. Whispering your dog's name. Every dog has one word that means the world to him, his name. It's the sound that follows him through every moment of his life. When he hears it, he knows someone is speaking to me. I matter. But here's the secret. It's not just what you say. It's how you say it. When you call his name loudly, it means excitement or command. Come here, pay attention. But when you whisper his name, everything changes. Try it sometime. Lean in close, lower your voice, and just whisper his name softly into his ear. Watch what happens. He'll turn his head, his eyes will lock on yours, and for a few seconds it'll feel like time has stopped. That's not obedience. That's intimacy. It's your dog realizing, this moment is just for us. A whisper carries something a shout never can. Peace. Dogs understand tone as emotion. A soft, low voice tells them they're safe. It tells them you're home, you're loved, you can rest now. It's the same kind of sound a mother dog makes when calming her puppies, gentle, warm, full of care. So the next time you sit together, maybe on the couch, maybe before sleep, lean down and whisper his name. Let your breath brush against his ear. You'll feel his body relax, his breathing slow. That's not just a reaction, it's trust. It's love returning to you in silence. What about you? Have you ever whispered your dog's name, not as a command, but as a secret? A soft I see you. I love you. Because once you do, you'll understand something beautiful. Sometimes the quietest words speak the loudest. And the next one on our list, let's go, turns that quiet love into movement, excitement, and joy. 3. Let's go. There's one phrase that never fails to make your dog's tail explode with happiness. Let's go. You could be half asleep in your slippers or just walking toward the door. But the moment those words leave your mouth, his world lights up. Why? Because to a dog, let's go doesn't just mean movement. It means adventure. It means together. It's the promise that something exciting is about to happen, and most importantly, that he gets to share it with you. Dogs were born to move. Their ancestors roamed, chased, explored side by side. Standing still isn't natural for them, it's togetherness in motion that makes their hearts race. So when you say, "Let's go," with joy in your voice, you awaken something ancient in him, that pack instinct, that thrill of going somewhere as one. And here's the beautiful thing. It doesn't have to mean a long walk or a trip to the park. You can say it when you move from the couch to the kitchen or from one room to another. "Let's go, buddy." He'll jump up, tail wagging, eyes bright, ready to follow, not because of where you're going, but because you're going. Say it often. Make it part of your day. "Let's go to bed." "Let's go get the mail." "Let's go see who's at the door." Every time you say it, you remind him that life with you is a shared journey. Because for your dog, the best destination isn't the park, it's you. Tell me, how does your dog react when he hears those words? Does he dance, spin, or run in circles? Whatever he does, that's joy, pure and unfiltered. And that joy only grows stronger when you give him a mission. So in the next part, we'll talk about a word that awakens his natural instincts and makes him feel like your true teammate. That word is find it. There's a special spark that appears in your dog's eyes when he hears two little words. Find it. In that instant, he's no longer just your pet. He becomes what nature designed him to be. A hunter, a thinker, a partner in adventure. Find it taps into something ancient and joyful. Every sniff, every paw step, every tilt of his head wakes up instincts written deep into his DNA. To search, to explore, to succeed, it's his favorite game in the world. And when you're the one who gives the signal, that joy becomes something the two of you share. Hide a toy under a cushion. Drop a treat behind the chair. Then say it with excitement. Find it. Watch how his body changes, nose down, tail up, eyes sharp. He's focused, alive, completely in the moment. When he finally discovers it, cheer for him like he just won a gold medal. Because for him, that moment really is victory. And here's the magic, it's not just about the toy, it's about teamwork. You gave the challenge, he accepted it, and together you celebrated success. That joy, that shared pride, is what strengthens your bond more than any command ever could. Every find it game you play tells your dog, I see you. I trust your instincts. You're amazing at what you do. And when you see that proud look on his face, ears high, chest out, you'll know he believes it too. So next time you have 5 minutes to spare, don't just pet him, play with him. Hide something small. Smile. Say find it. Let him show you what he was born to do. Tell me, what's your dog's favorite thing to find? His squeaky toy? His ball? Maybe just you. Because after the game, when he runs back to you with shining eyes and a happy heart, that's when he's telling you in his own way, I found what really matters. And what comes next is a word that doesn't celebrate success. It celebrates gratitude. A word that reminds your dog he's not just loved, he's appreciated. That word is thank you. 5. Thank you. Most people never think to say thank you to their dog. But the moment you do, everything changes. Your energy softens, your tone becomes warmer, and your dog feels something different: respect. Dogs may not understand the literal meaning of thank you, but they absolutely feel the emotion behind it. The gentle rhythm of your voice, the smile that comes with it, the way you look at him when you say it, all of that tells him, I see what you did and I appreciate it. Say it when he brings you his toy. Say it when he waits patiently instead of barking. Say it when he simply chooses calm over chaos. Those little moments matter. Each thank you becomes a bridge between you and him, a moment of mutual understanding that says we're in this together. Unlike a command or a praise, thank you isn't about authority. It's about equality. It tells your dog that he isn't just following rules, he's helping, contributing, being a part of your life in a meaningful way. Scientists have found that dogs are deeply attuned to our tone of gratitude. When we speak softly, kindly, they respond with relaxed body language, slower breathing, gentler eyes, a quiet wag of the tail. That's not obedience. That's emotional connection. Gratitude turns every simple act into a shared exchange of respect. It transforms the relationship from owner and pet into two souls who understand each other. So the next time you feel thankful, when he makes you smile after a long day, when he sits beside you in silence, tell him, thank you. You'll be amazed how his eyes light up, as if he knows exactly what you mean. Because in his own way, he does. And as your words of gratitude settle between you, something deeper takes root, a sense of home, of peace, of belonging. That's where our next word leads. It's the word that means comfort, safety, and the end of every long day, home. 6. Home. Every time you say the word home, your dog feels something that goes far beyond walls, doors, or furniture. To him, home isn't a place, it's a feeling. It's the smell of your clothes, the sound of your footsteps, the rhythm of your voice that means everything is okay. When you say we're going home, his body relaxes. His tail slows down, his breathing evens out, his eyes soften. That one word tells him the adventure is over. The world is quiet again, and it's time to rest beside the person he trusts most. Dogs see the outside world as exciting but unpredictable. There are loud noises, strange smells, sudden movements, a constant stream of signals they must process. Home is the opposite. It's safety. It's peace. It's the one place where nothing bad ever happens. And when you use that word home as you turn onto your street or unlock the door, you help him link that sound to the feeling of peace. Over time, home becomes more than a destination. It becomes an emotional cue that says, "You're safe now. You can relax. You can make it even more special." Every time you arrive, say it softly, "We're home." Sit beside him for a moment. Let him feel your calm. Let him know that home isn't just where he sleeps, it's where you are. Because for your dog, the house doesn't mean much without your presence inside it. You are his constant, his anchor, his real sense of belonging. So say it often. Not just when you walk through the door, but when you settle on the couch together, or when the rain falls outside and he curls up by your feet. Whisper, "We're home." Let that word wrap both of you in peace. Because in the end, for your dog, home isn't the place you live, it's the love you share. And speaking of love and safety, there's another word that can turn separation from fear into trust, a word that means I'll be back and you can count on me. That word is stay. 7. Stay. For many dogs, the word stay used to mean one thing: separation. It meant you were walking away, closing the door, leaving them behind. But it doesn't have to feel that way. Stay can become a word of trust instead of fear, a promise instead of a command. It can mean, I believe in you. I'll be back soon. When you teach your dog to stay, don't make it about control. Make it about confidence. Say it softly, calmly, as if you're telling him a secret you've both already agreed on. Step away just for a moment, then return with a smile, a touch, maybe even a small treat. Each time you do, you're showing him that stay doesn't mean goodbye. It means I'll always come back. Over time, that single word builds something powerful: faith. Dogs learn through patterns. When every stay ends with your return, your dog's heart starts to relax. He learns patience. He learns trust. And most of all, he learns that even when you're gone, your love remains. So the next time you walk out of a room, say it gently, "Stay. I'll be right back." Don't shout it like an order. Speak it like a promise. Your calm energy tells him everything he needs to know. You're safe. You're loved. You're not alone. With practice, stay becomes more than obedience, it becomes security. And that security turns into peace. Because for your dog, it's never really about how long you're gone. It's about knowing you'll always return. So try it today. Start small. Leave for 30 seconds, then come back smiling. Over time, he'll wait with steady eyes and a quiet heart, knowing deep down that your word is true. Because stay isn't about distance, it's about trust. And speaking of peace and calm, the next word might surprise you. It's not a command. It's a whisper, a gentle sound that can quiet his mind faster than any no. The word is silence. 8. Silence. Most people respond to barking with noise. No, stop, quiet. But all that shouting only adds more energy to the storm. Dogs don't calm down through volume. They calm down through presence. That's why one of the most powerful words you can ever teach your dog is also the softest one. Silence. Say it in a whisper. Lower your voice until it's barely a breath. Put your hand gently on his chest and let him feel the stillness in you. In that moment, something beautiful happens. His energy starts to mirror yours. The barking slows. The muscles relax. His eyes soften. You're not forcing him to be quiet. You're showing him what calm feels like. Dogs read emotion through energy. When you are loud and tense, they believe something is wrong, danger is near. But when you're quiet, slow, steady, they realize there's no threat. Your peace becomes his peace. Your silence becomes his safety. It's communication beyond words, a connection of rhythm and breath. Try this at night before bed. Sit with him, stroke his fur, and say softly, "Silence." Let that sound become a ritual, a signal that the day is done and rest has come. Soon he'll close his eyes the moment he hears it, because to him, silence doesn't mean emptiness. It means you're here and everything's okay. So remember, sometimes love doesn't sound like words. Sometimes it sounds like stillness. And when you master that quiet language with your dog, you'll never need to raise your voice again because he'll already understand your heart. And that bond, that deep understanding, becomes even stronger when you start to honor who he is. The next word we'll explore celebrates pride, belonging, and identity. It's the moment when you look at your dog and say, "Whose is this 9? Whose is this?" There's a sparkle of pride in your dog's eyes every time you say, "Whose is this?" You might not notice it at first, but pay attention. His ears perk up. His tail moves in a confident rhythm. His whole body stands a little taller. That's because dogs, just like us, understand the feeling of ownership, of belonging. When you hold his favorite toy and say with a smile, "Whose is this? It's yours," you're not just playing, you're acknowledging him. You're telling him, "I see you. You matter. This is your world too." Dogs are naturally territorial, not out of greed, but out of instinct. To them, having their things is part of having identity. A toy, a blanket, a corner of the couch. When you respect that and recognize it with words, it builds their confidence. It teaches them that what's theirs is safe, protected by you. And when a dog feels secure about what belongs to him, he becomes calmer, less possessive, and more trusting. Turn it into a game. Pick up his favorite ball and ask playfully, "Whose is this?" Watch him tilt his head, wag his tail, maybe even bark softly as if to say, "Mine." That's not just play, that's communication. You're building a language of joy, ownership, and connection. Hide the ball, let him search, and when he finds it, celebrate together. Yes, it's yours. The pride he feels in that moment is pure happiness. It might sound simple, but these little affirmations mean everything to your dog. They tell him that his world, his toys, his space, his relationship with you is respected and valued. And deep down, that makes him feel safe enough to share, to trust, and to love even more freely. So next time you see him carrying his favorite toy or guarding his blanket, smile and say it softly, "Whose is this? It's yours." Watch how his tail wags slower, steadier, not out of excitement, but out of quiet pride. Because in that small exchange, you've given him something more valuable than a treat, the feeling of being seen. And when your dog feels seen, he also feels ready to show you something back. Which brings us to our next word, a phrase that turns your dog from student to teacher. It's an invitation that says, "Show me." 10. Show me. There's a quiet kind of magic in the words, "show me." Most of the time, we're the ones giving commands, sit, stay, come, but when you say, "Show me," something shifts. You hand the power back to your dog and suddenly he becomes the teacher. Try it once. Ask softly, "Show me where your toy is." Watch how his ears move, how his eyes light up. He begins to walk to guide you, nose down, tail, wagging, full of purpose. It's no longer about obedience. It's about communication. You're not testing him, you're listening. You're letting him express himself in the only language he knows best, through action. When you say, "Show me," you're telling your dog, "I care about what you think. I trust you to lead me." That's a powerful message for any soul, human or animal. It gives him a sense of control, a feeling that his choices matter. And that small shift can change everything. Studies show that when dogs feel they can influence their environment, they become happier, calmer, and far more connected to their owners. You can use it in everyday life. When he's restless, say, "Show me what you want." When he's staring at you, confused or curious, say, "Show me." Maybe he'll walk toward the door or the kitchen or his empty bowl, and in that moment, he'll know you're paying attention. You're not just giving orders, you're having a conversation. That's what love looks like between two beings who can't share words but can share understanding. Because when you let your dog show you, you're telling him his voice matters, even if it isn't made of words. And when that trust deepens, it naturally leads to the next word, a word that defines true partnership. It's the word that says, "we, not me." The one that reminds your dog he's never alone. That word is together. 11. Together. There's a word that every dog understands even if he's never been trained to. It's not a command, not an order, but a promise together. Say it before you do something as simple as going for a walk, sitting on the couch, or heading to bed. Let's go together. We'll eat together. We'll rest together. Watch how his body reacts, calm, happy, certain. Because to your dog, that word doesn't just describe an action, it defines your relationship. Dogs are pack creatures. In their world, being part of the pack means safety, purpose, belonging. When you use the word together, you tell him, "You're not just my pet, you're my family." And that changes everything. A dog who feels included lives with less anxiety, less fear of being left behind. He knows that even when you step out for a while, the bond still holds because together isn't just physical, it's emotional. Say it often. Say it when you're leaving the house, "We'll be together soon." Say it when he looks uncertain, when thunder shakes the windows, or when you sit beside him at the vet's office. "We're together. It's okay." That simple phrase carries the strength of 1,000 reassurances. It tells him you're not facing this alone. And for a dog, that means everything. Over time, together becomes more than a word. It becomes a feeling, a shared rhythm between two hearts that beat in trust. It's what makes your dog follow you without hesitation, what makes him wait by the door, what makes him curl up at your feet every night. Because deep inside, he believes wherever you are, that's where he belongs. So use it, celebrate it, live by it. Because for your dog, love isn't about commands or tricks. It's about being together through every joy, every silence, every heartbeat. And when a dog truly feels part of your team, he also begins to feel confident enough to make choices. That's where our next word comes in, a little phrase that gives your dog freedom, joy, and a sense of control. The word is choose. 12. Choose. There's something special that happens when you let your dog make a choice. It could be as simple as picking between two toys or deciding which path to take on a walk. But the moment you say choose, something inside him lights up because you've just told him your voice matters. Most of a dog's life is shaped by our decisions: when to eat, where to sleep, when to go outside. But giving him even a little moment of choice turns routine into connection. When you hold up two toys and say, "Choose," watch how his nose moves, how his eyes flicker with curiosity. The moment he picks one, his tail wags, not just because of the toy, but because he feels heard. Science backs this up. Studies have shown that when animals are allowed to make small choices, their stress levels drop and their confidence grows. It's not about control, it's about partnership. When you give your dog a voice in small things, you're telling him, "I trust you." And trust in any relationship is what turns comfort into love. So try it often. Hold up two leashes and say, "Which one?" Let him sniff and decide. At mealtime, ask this bowl or that one. Let him choose his blanket, his spot by the window, his favorite walk. These little moments say more than words ever could. They say, "You're not just here because I own you, you're here because you belong." And the joy on his face when he realizes that is priceless. Eyes, bright tail, high steps full of pride. Because in that moment, he's not just following, he's living. So remember, love isn't only about giving care, it's about giving choice. Because when your dog feels trusted enough to choose, he also chooses you every single time. And speaking of choices, there's one more word that brings your bond full circle. A word that doesn't look forward, but gently turns back, awakening old memories you've shared. It's the word that says, "We've been through so much together." That word is remember. 13. Remember. There's a beautiful kind of magic in the word remember. It's soft, familiar, and full of warmth, a bridge that connects the past to the present. When you say it to your dog, something deep inside him stirs. He tilts his head, his eyes brighten, and for a brief moment, it's as if he truly does remember. Because dogs may not recall dates or years, but they never forget how things made them feel. Say it one day before a walk. Remember the park. Watch how he perks up before you even grab the leash. That single word wakes up a memory. The smell of grass, the sound of your laughter, the sunlight on his fur. His joy comes rushing back like it never left. Or bring out an old toy he hasn't seen in months and whisper, "Remember this." The moment he recognizes it, his tail moves like he's greeting an old friend. Memories are powerful for dogs. Every moment you've shared, every walk, Every touch, every look builds an invisible thread that ties you together. When you use the word remember, you tug gently on that thread. You remind him of all the times he felt happy, safe, and loved. And in return, he reminds you of something too, that love doesn't fade. It just grows quieter, deeper, more real. Try saying it more often. Remember when you were a puppy. Remember the beach. Remember our first day together. Each time you do, you're not just recalling a memory, you're strengthening the bond that memory created. You're telling your dog, our story matters. And that story, with all its moments, silly, tender, ordinary, is what love is made of. Because when you and your dog share a memory, it's not the past you're touching. It's the heart that still beats the same way it did back then. And that's what makes the final word so powerful. It's the one phrase that holds everything. Trust, gratitude, peace, and memory in 3 simple syllables. I love you. 14. I love you. Of all the words you'll ever say to your dog, none carry more power than I love you. He doesn't understand the meaning, not in the way you do, but he doesn't have to. Because when you say it with warmth in your voice, when your eyes soften and your hand rests gently on his fur, he feels it. The tone, the rhythm, the energy behind those words, that's the language he speaks. Look into his eyes the next time you say it. You'll notice something subtle, something beautiful. His gaze will hold yours just a little longer. His breathing will slow. His body will lean into you. That's not coincidence, that's chemistry. Scientists have found that when you look lovingly into your dog's eyes, both your bodies release oxytocin, the very same hormone that bonds mother to child. It's your heart saying to each other, we belong. Make it a ritual. Say it in the morning when he wakes up beside you, tail wagging with sleepy joy. Say it after a walk when he flops down happily at your feet. Say it before bed when the house is quiet and the world feels small. Let it be the sound he associates with safety, comfort, and peace. Because over time, those words won't just describe your love, they'll become your love. You don't need grand gestures. You don't need fancy toys or perfect training. Just presence, just kindness, just 3 small words that, when spoken with your heart, say everything he's ever wanted to hear. So tonight, when the lights dim and he rests his head beside you, whisper it softly, I love you. You'll see it in the way he exhales, in the way his body melts against yours, that quiet, grateful trust that says, I know. I've always known, because love in the end isn't something your dog needs to understand. It's something he's always felt every time you look at him the way only you do. Now you know love isn't something you explain to your dog. It's something you show word by word, moment by moment. 14 simple sounds that, when spoken with feeling, become a language of the heart. Words like good boy, stay home, together I love you. They may seem small, but to your dog they're everything. They're safety, joy, belonging, and peace. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to say them all the time. What matters is that you mean them. Dogs feel truth. They always have. Every tone you use, every breath you take, tells him a story about how much he means to you. And the most beautiful part, he's been saying it back to you all along, with every wag, every look, every sigh at your feet. So tonight, maybe after watching this, try something simple. Sit beside him, look into his eyes, and say one of those words softly, honestly. You'll see it happen. That quiet connection, that spark of recognition that says, I understand. Because in his heart, your dog already knows what love sounds like. He's known it since the first time you called his name. Tell me which word touched you the most. Which one will you say to your dog tonight? Share it in the comments, because every story of love makes this world a little warmer. And if you want to keep building that bond even deeper, don't miss the next video. 10 ways to say sorry to your dog and truly mean it. Until then, keep speaking love one word at a time.